Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the 1313 podcast.
Woo!
Woo! I'm Jacob.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Jackson.
And yeah, we're just your bunch of residential Star Wars nerds. I don't know what to say. You can find me on Instagram at Ace of Spades Photography.
I'm on Instagram at TommyTubeSock, and then I also have my own Star Wars page, which is like dying, but like is still a thing. Star Wars outlet.
And then I'm just on as Jackson Fyock.
Okay. So let's get right into it. The Bad Batch, the newest show that Disney has been putting out in the Star Wars universe. The newest episode, what episode is it now?
I think it's the 9th one, right?
9th episode, so we're over halfway through this season.
Mm-hmm.
9th episode featuring, spoilers by the way, featuring Cad Bane returning from the Clone Wars. Thoughts and opinions?
Dude, so I've watched it twice, and I watched the Screen Rant video.
Same.
Dude, just, I love Cad Bane's new theme with like the Clint Eastwood Western movies. It's real, and I love his new look. The smaller hat, very, very cool.
Isn't that I might be wrong, but isn't that also the same hat that we saw with the episode in the Clone Wars where he had to go to the dome, essentially? The box, sorry. And that was the hat that he ended up finding at a shop and whatever because somebody stole his original hat. I could be wrong, but it looks like that.
It's similar. Definitely similar. One thing that I do like about that episode, when I was watching it the second time, I was watching for like the stupid stuff, like the really like nitty gritty details. So that cloning chamber, like on Boromir, is that the planet's name?
Perhaps.
I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Boromir, Lord of the Rings. Every like test tube had a different species of creature in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was different. Yeah, so that was interesting. And then the one that fell on Fennec Shand, I thought
it was a Kaminoan.
I thought it was Snoke, like a Snoke clone at first, and then I was like, wait a minute, but I don't think it's a Kaminoan either. I think it's just like a random alien.
Long neck alien.
Yeah.
Well, then what my thought on it was initially watching is I thought it was a Kaminoan just because it had the extremely long neck and it had the gigantic like bulbous eyes like they have. But then my other thought was, why are Kaminoans cloning other Kaminoans? Because to be completely honest, we haven't seen the Kaminoan civilization with the people. We've only seen the cloning facilities on Kamino and the barracks and all that crap. So how do Kaminoans reproduce? Do they actually clone themselves?
So like...
Is it like Avatar? Do they get the hair thing going on?
Dude, but like, are they even from Kamino?
Yeah. No,
that's also facts.
That's the one thing that I was just thinking about is they're called Kaminoans because we see them on Kamino,
right?
But they have other facilities in other places. So are they actually Kamino?
I mean,
are they from Kamino?
They don't look like they would reside in water.
No, they don't.
By the way their bodies are built. So like that's like, when I was watching that, I was like, interesting.
Can them fellows either swim?
Hey, and speaking of Kaminoans, shouts out Tonwi.
Tonwi.
She dead now.
Tonwi. Dead. Tonwi's dead.
That was surprising because my initial thing watching that was that like, why the frick would you just kill her because she had the money and you're supposed to give Omega to her and all that? And I was like, this doesn't make sense. And then at the end with that that ending transmission, I was like, okay, now this makes sense, and like that wraps it up for that.
It's interesting too because it's nice to see like there's one Kaminoan that actually cares about a single clone. Like
exactly.
It doesn't even have to be all the clones. Like she cares about one clone, which is interesting to me. Probably because she like actually raised her rather than like just you're just going through your accelerated growth process.
I agree.
It was also cool that they pointed out that Boba's codename was Alpha.
Alpha and Omega.
Yeah.
So then like I'm wondering, where are all the other letters of the Greek alphabet?
I did see that in the video, but
and then the other part of that, they don't tell us part of the secret that Hunter tells Omega about herself. We don't know all of the conversation.
That's technically true.
Yeah, the way that they cut it when I was watching it the second time, it really strongly implies that there's something that the audience doesn't know yet, but the characters do know. So I thought that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. I'm still interested to see if the whole thing will come through to eventually show that, like, oh yeah, by the way, Omega's Force sensitive.
I think she's force sensitive. I've been saying it since the first episode. I think she's force sensitive.
She's either force sensitive or her little tick is the fact that she can pick up on skills and things that other people have. And then she can replicate that.
But we know that her genetic material's unaltered now, too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is crazy to me.
Little bumping.
But then how is her... Well, there is the argument that, like, her genetic material is completely unaltered, so then why doesn't she look like Tamir Morrison? But at the same time, it's something made in a lab, so they can really do whatever they want, so I really don't care about that aspect.
Female? they
That's
usually
why I
don't
don't
look
care.
like guys.
The Force is female.
Stop.
Dude, what was I going to say? But aside from that, did you know that Force is female thing was a Nike thing?
Really?
That they went to? That was like a Nike Star Wars like collaboration.
Okay.
That's why there's like everyone like poops on that image and they're like, ooh, SJW. Everyone's like,
no, it's just a marketing thing for selling women's shoes.
But yeah, dude, Cad Bane, absolutely love him. And that's what I was gonna say. So you know how when he took his hat off, he had that like metal plate on his head?
Exactly. Yep.
That's totally implying that he lived from the shootout with Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's in my opinion.
Yeah, I did see that more, but like when he took it off, so I was like really thinking. But then what really got my hopes up yesterday was the fact that when Cad Bane had Omega cornered and then Toto 360 was all like, there's a ship on the radar, I was like, what if that's Boba?
I
but
know,
then
I
it
thought
wasn't.
it was,
They
and I
just
was
did
like,
the exact same thing that the Mandalorian did, was just...
Well, dude, they totally name-dropped Boba. He's gonna show up, I think. I think it's inevitable at this point.
It would be cool to see him.
You've got Fennec, you've got Cad Bane, like, they've already name-dropped Boba. They are gonna inevitably bring him in, even for one episode.
My question is, do you really think that they're going to go back to Camino at all?
Yes, absolutely they are.
Because I think that the ending line in that episode of you're never going back to Camino, I think that's a call forward to the fact like something's going to happen and they will have to go over to Camino, and that's going to be character building for Omega because she'll have to get over her fear of going back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So it'll be a character building thing, but it'll also just be story driving.
You know, Luke Skywalker said, confronting fear is the destiny of the Jedi. And if she's force sensitive, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
But here's the thing, though. It's like, this doesn't really seem like it could go off into more than just one season.
I know.
Maybe two, if we're lucky.
It won't.
Sadly, I don't think it will, because then it's like, it begs, in Rebels, why don't you see them with Rex?
Yeah.
And, like, Gregor and Wolf. They would just be chilling all together, but no. So I'm assuming we're going to see them go back to Camino, and it's going to be a big fight, and it will be the destruction of the Bad Batch as well as Camino as a whole.
I have a small glimmer of hope, though, that they'll just like be bounty hunters and go off the grid or something. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping.
I think they will.
Can we talk about the fact that Grand Moff Tarkin in the Clone Wars to Bad Batch went from looking really young and youthful to looking old in literally a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
It's like a president, bro. You age quickly. For real. Think about it, because he's essentially one of the Emperor's right-hand people. He's one of the highest-ranking officers within the Empire, so therefore he's going to be responsible for, like, a majority of the stuff.
Right.
So the stress of that is going to, like, age you rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they couldn't expect that when they made, like, A New Hope. George didn't think that this show was going to be made. So there's always going to be that stuff of, like, well, why isn't that like that?
Yes.
What? Just let it be. That's all that I say.
I just found it funny.
Yeah.
It's just like he goes from looking like he's in his 20s to his 50s in like 1 year.
In a day.
Mm-hmm. They got that man on rapid mode.
But, like, honestly, though, like, that show is... At first, I was like, I don't know any of these characters. Like, it's going to be cool to go and do a show with a new cast of characters. And, like, I didn't think that I was going to have, like, a strong emotional connection to any of the characters. And, like, the last 2 episodes now, I felt like real, like, tension and anxiety and, like, the chase scenes and, like, oh my god, they got her. Like, what are they going to do? Like, you know? And I'm totally hooked onto the show.
Yeah. Writing, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Lots of people are just saying that it's filler. Like,
yeah.
I hate when people are saying every episode is filler, because if you want to look at it like that, you can. But then if you want to look at it like in a story-driving perspective, each episode isn't filler, it's character building. And it's necessary to have that character being, you see them small, and you see them grow over time. So that way, when you get to that final apex of the show and that climax, when everything's up, it's not like a Rey situation where everybody's mad and they're like, she's just powerful out of nowhere. It's just, that was the one thing that people had wrong with Rey, is that they didn't like how you didn't really see her character growth. Well, it was there. Yeah. It wasn't like very visual. So that's what they're doing with the Bad Batch, but now people are complaining that character building is filler, when it's not. It's character building.
It's just like the echo chamber of the internet. People see someone use a certain word or use a certain opinion, and then it's just, oh, well, I learned a new word today, so now I'm just going to use that word all the time. And filler being a perfect example. And it's like, I like to think of it like a chapter book. Like, if you've read The Hunger Games, you read, like, Maze Runner, like, all these great book series, you're like, there's a lot of chapters where not a lot happens.
Yeah.
But you're just getting to know the character and getting comfortable with the character, especially in, like, the first half of the book. You know? So that's how I kind of look at it with this show.
Yo, R.I.P. Newt, Maze Runner. But, no, I'm really enjoying the show so far. I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Absolutely.
Fridays are the best day of the week. Yeah. What is your guys' opinion on the fact that Disney's moving all shows to Wednesdays?
I don't like it, because here's how I viewed it too, and I explained this to y'all before. So, with a school week and whatever, Friday is just the best day though, because that's when a new show would come out. That's your last day of classes before the weekend and like such and such. So living for Friday was like literally there, especially for the Bad Batch and then the other Disney Marvel shows that they put out, because it was like, I gotta be up early for all this bull crap that I gotta do, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, I get this treat before, like, I go to my classes, and then, like, that helps me just get through the day. But now the fact that it's, like, a Wednesday, I feel like it's just not as special. I like it on Friday, but then I don't understand, especially why they were like, oh, we're gonna move all of our shows to Wednesday and then have Friday be reserved for our movies. But you don't have a movie coming out yet. You have the new Black Widow movie, which I guess is going to be in theaters and then like on Disney Plus maybe for a couple months, like to pay for if you want to see it early. But then my issue with that is, why are you doing it now? Because you don't have any new movies to release yet.
Yeah, right.
So there is no purpose to do that yet.
I think it would have been cool to keep Marvel and Star Wars on separate days of the week.
I do agree with that. I like Loki on a Wednesday and Star Wars on a Friday.
Yeah, right. Like, I've never seen any of Loki. Just saying.
Okay. You have to, though.
I know, I have no time.
Yeah, it's super good so far, though.
Yeah, no, I heard. So, like, I think this would be a good transition into the Black Series, because Hasbro just revealed one of the new characters from the last episode of Loki as an action figure already.
Yeah.
Saying it's coming out in the fall.
Imagine seeing a new character in an episode and then getting the figure the next day. It would be
unheard
of for the Star Wars community.
So I have the list right here because this is all from Yak Face for like the new figures that are like coming out, because it was leaked that we're gonna get some figures from The Mandalorian, A New Hope, Knights of the Old Republic, and then Rise of Skywalker. So the figures that we have confirmed for that are Luke and Leia training from Rise of Skywalker in that flashback scene where Rey has her lightsaber.
Yeah,
we're
right.
Getting Revan's assassin droid from KOTOR, and then from A New Hope we're getting the two dudes that you see in the cantina that the one guy gets his arm chopped off.
Right.
And then we're getting Leia from the ending scene of the movie, like at the celebration. So let's get some thoughts on that real quick.
Well, he did tease 7 figures coming out, and one of them's supposed to be for the Mandalorian. So,
yeah, we didn't get the Mandalorian reveal yet, but then he said...
Dark Trooper.
Manifest it right now.
Yeah.
Manifest.
Dark Trooper.
I don't know. But didn't he also say that 6 out of the 8 we didn't know, but then he leaked those 6?
I think so. Yeah. Because
then I feel like the other ones that we're getting might just be in that pipeline that Hasbro Pulse did back in their last live stream, where they showed off like Boba Fett and the Nomad or Cobb Vanth or any. It could literally be any one of those characters, because there's so many that they're about to release for the Mandalorian.
So then my question is, how are they going to release these? Because 4 of the figures would go as 2-packs, in my opinion. You got Training Luke and Leia, and you got Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan.
Well, they'll probably do what Marvel Legends does. Like, would they'll release a 2-pack of figures. And we have one 2-pack up on the wall from
You can't see it, but
it's
a first order officer and then a resistance fighter.
Oh yes, I know that pack.
So so they're doing that. So they'll probably do something like that for these ones.
I think the Luke and Leia will probably be a con exclusive. Maybe. To be honest,
that's true.
It's like a safe one to do as a con exclusive because it's like there's a lot of Luke and Leia going on right now. You know,
I hate it,
like. You know, and honestly, like, they're not... I don't plan on picking up any of these figures, but I am happy for the people that have been asking for these, because, like, I know that there have been people asking for Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan since 2013 when the line started.
Yeah.
Like, they've been asking and asking and asking. So, like, good for those people to finally get those figures, but...
And they've been in the vintage collection for quite a while now, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it's a good wave of figures if you want that era of stuff. Absolutely no issue with it. I'm really curious to see, like, how the sculpts come out, especially for Leia, just because the first Leia was absolutely awful, and now we have that updated Leia, which actually looks good now, so I'm curious to see. I'm pretty sure they're going to use the same face sculpt for that, but then I'm really curious to see the quality of the new figures coming out. I mean, they should be good, it's just nothing that I'm going to get from my personal collection.
Same, yeah. Like, I think they're gonna be cool, and I mean, they're probably gonna do the HK. They're probably gonna do a Mando version of him too, just because they have the sculpt. I mean, you know, but they'd probably have to make the Magistrate, in my opinion. But it's Hasbro, so
yeah.
Whatever.
I also don't understand why there's this huge like thing now where Hasbro Pulse is suddenly making figures for KOTOR, because we got the Zalbrar, the Wookiee fighter dude, for the GameStop exclusive, and now I can guarantee that this dude is also going to be GameStop exclusive just because they have the rights for all that, so it makes sense. But why are you making figures now for KOTOR when technically none of them are canon? Technically, as we talked about before, the main Sith like Revan and Malagus and whatever are canon, but maybe not as we see them in the stories of them that exist, because that was confirmed by the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary thing.
It's kind of like the Lego Freemakers series. Like, the Freemakers themselves are canon characters in Star Wars, but everything that happens in the show is not real in the Star Wars timeline. So, like, I think it's probably one of those things. Like, the characters do exist. Like, they are real characters in canon, but also, like, the Gaming Greats line. It just literally opens the door for Hasbro to be like, oh, let's see how much reuse, because it's all about reuse now. You know, how much money can they save on printing the figures. So it's like, you know, we can use a bunch of reuse on these Star Wars games, especially the old ones, because they didn't do a lot of original designs in the older games, you know, like, as far as characters go. Like, you had Jedi, you had Sith, you had Wookiees, you know what I mean? Like, and you had droids. So, like, there would be some differences about them, but at the end of the day, oh, that's a lightsaber, that's a Wookiee mold, that's the bowcaster, you know, like, they can reuse all this stuff and just toss it out in the Gaming Greats line.
They needed to redo Starkiller. That was something me and my dad were talking about.
Yes.
Because
did they ever do Starkiller?
No.
Yes, they did in the blue line.
They did in the blue line?
Yes, they did a blue line Black Series Starkiller.
Were you sure he was 6-inch?
I'm pretty sure it's a 6.
I thought it was only a 3
no, it is probably a 3.
I thought it was only vintage collection.
My bad.
Yeah,
You're
3
right.
3/4. Yeah, I was gonna say.
But there is the 3 3/4 Starkiller that they did way back in the day, and it's an old mold and whatever, and obviously doesn't really look completely exactly like the character, but that is a gaming grade that they should redo. And that was the other thing I was going to bring up as well that I was talking to my dad about, was didn't Yak tease that at some point?
Long time ago.
He did mention Starkiller a long time ago, so I still have hope that...
Didn't they just re-release him in the vintage collection, though? I think that's...
No, he was in the vote.
He was in the vote, yeah.
Oh, yes, okay.
He lost.
Why?
Old Republic Trooper for the win.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, troop builder that nobody can get.
Bro, it doesn't even come out until 2022.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, me and my dad were looking at Pulse with, like, that wave of figures. Was all like, oh, comes out later this year. That one says does not come out till 2022, and I forget the month. And I was like, that means they didn't even start making it, probably.
Dude.
That means that they conceptualized it and said, this is probably what it's gonna look like. And then
That's exactly
said, you
what
want to
they
buy
did.
it?
Dude, so I go through these, like, so I don't know, like, we're all Black Series collectors, just a little bit. Just
a wee bit.
This is rented. Rented space. No, But I've been like going on like a spree. Like every now and again, I get like a spree where I just buy a bunch of older figures or like a bunch of figures that are available at different stores, websites, and stuff. And so I just got all of the Phase 1 clone officers.
Nice.
And the captain's coming in the mail today, and then the sergeant is coming in the mail like Tuesday or something. But I just got in the mail yesterday, or 2 days ago, the carbonized First Order Jet Trooper. It's $10 on Walmart's website right now.
Yeah. Is it still up on that?
Probably. I mean, not everyone's really scrambling to get that figure.
I was tempted because it looks cool.
It does look cool.
And it's only a few bucks.
Dude, it looks way cooler in hand than like in any of the images.
Yeah, he do be a little bit shiny.
He is very shiny.
So, that's cool.
But then here's my issue with the Carbonized series. We haven't seen a Carbonized Star Wars Black Series figure since the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back with the Carbonized Vader and the Stormtrooper. And there isn't an emphasis, I feel like, ever to buy it. It's just a special figure if you want to buy a special figure.
I think, yeah. It was like they were trying to see if it would like catch on and if people would go crazy for it. And like people did for like Mando.
Oh, 100%. Mando was like, you could never buy the Carbonized.
But that was Mando everything.
Yeah.
You know?
It was just, you couldn't get the actual Mandalorian figure, and if you couldn't get him, might as well get the slightly shinier version.
Yeah, right.
So.
But then they did the whole thing, too, with, like, first edition figures.
Yes.
Like, I see the first edition Cal, and we have another one or two up there on the shelf. But it's like, that has never come back. They never did that again. They only did that for the wave that Cal Kestis came out in.
The Rise of Skywalker wave.
Yeah.
And also, with speaking of, like, unique boxes, do you think they're going to do any more, like, Galaxy's Edge figures? Because they have, like, the ones with, like, the transmission boxes.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so either.
Well, because there are, like, a lot of rumors going around that they're revamping Disney parks for Star Wars. Like, they're revamping Galaxy's Edge to be spanning across all eras of Star Wars, rather than
that
just
would make me happy.
rather than just the ST.
Because I feel like that's one thing that turns people off about Galaxy's Edge. And if you go into more source material of Star Wars, it's not only Batuu isn't only in the sequel trilogy.
Bro, Batuu is everywhere now.
Yeah, yeah. Like what is it? Thrawn Alliances.
Yep.
It's a back and forth story between Thrawn and Darth Vader and Thrawn and Anakin, and part of it they go to Batuu. It's not just like the Black Spire books that take place during the sequel trilogy. You can use it like for a bunch of stuff.
And like they want to put like they would probably put Mando there.
Oh, 100%.
All their money makers.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
They'd have like a Baby Yoda and a Prim floating around or something.
Yeah, like yeah.
Grogu?
My bad.
Actually.
But no, I will be happy if they actually do more than just the sequel trilogy, because as much as I do like the sequel trilogy, I like everything else a little bit more.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, we all grew up with the prequels, so we're all...
Seeing clone troopers walking around would be
Yes,
awesome.
that would be sick. Yeah. But I was talking to my dad, because my dad's been a member in the 501st for, like, 15 years, I want to say. And I was talking to him about, like, oh, like, maybe in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show they'll do live-action clones. And he was like, they would never do that. And I said, why? And he was like, they wouldn't look right. And I said, well, why wouldn't they? Like, what's stopping them from doing live-action clones? And he said it's because, and I'm sure you guys already kind of know about this, like, he was saying, like, they were made only CG in the movies. Like, there's not, they did not make a piece of real armor for clone troopers for any of the movies. So, if they were to do live-action clone troopers, they would probably only do, like, close-up shots from, like, the chest up, or, you know, something like that.
But then again, with even looking at the clone troopers from the prequels, they look phenomenal. I did not know that they were CG until like maybe like 2-3 years ago when somebody really pointed it out to me, and I was like, oh my gosh. But because they looked that good, and that was what, late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, right.
So if it looked that good then, imagine what they would do now.
Yeah,
it would look even better.
I wouldn't mind if they, like, I just want to see clone troopers in live action. It doesn't have to be like real people in suits, you know? I just want to see them in live action.
It would be nice to see them again.
Yeah. So speaking on, obviously, armor and stuff, Tommy, do you want to show off what you have next to your foot?
I do.
So this is a brand new thing that we just got in the mail, part of the Black Series new helmet collection, is the First Order Trooper helmet.
The Bug-Eye Trooper.
But this is now shipping out, so if you pre-ordered it way back when, you should all be getting it now.
And for those who have it, it is exactly like the Captain Cardinal helmet, just with a white paint job. But then again, the white paint job with the black accents looks really clean. Just hold that up to the camera.
They've come so far with their helmets.
It's nice the fact that it's only one piece. It's not like 3 separate pieces like the back and the head plate that you have to snap together. The only thing that comes off is this bottom jawline. You take that off to access the batteries and stuff. But other than that, it's all one piece, which I absolutely love.
It's super cool. I mean, I like the feel of these helmets. And I always liked, like, when I watched the movies, like, watching the characters put on and take off the helmets.
Exactly.
Because they just have such a sleek feel to them.
Exactly. The under is
So
just
cool.
so, like, smooth going down. It's really, really nice. I really like the detail on that one a whole lot.
So, even though it's a repaint, I do really like it. So.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I don't mind repaints all the time, you know? Like, with just do troopers. Like, most of what I collect for Star Wars Black Series is, like, troopers, like clone troopers, stormtroopers, all that. So, like, I don't mind when they do repaints. Like,
exactly.
just give me a figure, like, you know?
So speaking on figures as well, obviously you could see from the beginning of the show, we have the new line of the Clone Wars figures out of box that were the Target exclusives that were the complete mess up by Paul's. So we can show them off a little bit as well if you guys want to.
Yeah.
So I'm holding
Echo.
Yep, ARC Trooper Echo. His hand's a little messed up. But you can take the helmet off as well, and it's a different material this time. It's a little bit more rubbery. Not going to be able to see the face sculpt too well, but it is the Tamir Morrison sculpt, which does look really good in my opinion. I really like it. I really enjoy the figure as well. My only gripe with it is that I have the ARC Trooper 3-pack that came out in the Vintage Collection. And on that, their backpacks have holes in them so that you can like stow like their extra blasters and stuff like on that so that they would be carrying it. So it's really convenient, but the Black Series one doesn't have that, which that's alright. At the end of the day, it is a really, really awesome figure. Really happy that they have the ARC Trooper mold now available.
Because now that means more ARC Troopers, and that will be awesome.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, that means Jesse and Fives, definitely.
We also have Clone Pilot Hawk here. The face sculpt on this is pretty cool for the helmet, how it's like an actual fire helmet. It was like a new mold. It wasn't just a repaint. But then again, that also means that they can do whatever pilots they want from any division.
So here's what I am confused about with the Clone Trooper bodies, the way that Hasbro does them. So, like, you look at the Stormtroopers, for example. They have, like, one archetype that they follow for all Stormtrooper mold, like, Stormtrooper characters, okay? They had the old mold, and now they have this new mold they're using with, like, the single-jointed elbows and knees, okay? With the clones, it's really all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, first they did the original clone body, which, you know, the elbows could barely go to 90. Then they did the one for Rex and Bly, where the elbows were way better. That's my favorite one of all the sculpts. Now they have the new one with single-jointed knees and single-jointed elbows, and my biggest thing with that is, like, the knee pads stick to the thigh plate. I'd rather them stick to the shins. But now, like, they're doing, like, weird in-betweens, like the Elite Squad Trooper, if anyone has that, like, the knees are the old legs, they're double-jointed knees, and then the elbows are the new sculpt, like, arms. They're, like, single-jointed elbows.
I think they're just doing a hybrid because it's what works the best.
Yeah, I agree.
But then again, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, and then Hawk, I mean, I thought about this for a while, and then I figured it out. The reason that he's the old clone body, and then ARC Trooper Echo has the completely new mold, is because they are re-releasing the 501st clone. So they were like, we can literally just reuse the body, paint apps and all.
No complaints because we get the 501 clone.
Yeah,
no complaints.
No complaints at all. And then the other two figures on the line, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and General Skywalker from, obviously, the Clone Wars in their Clone Wars outfits. The Obi-Wan is an Ewan McGregor face sculpt, just slightly altered to be a bit slimmer. And then the Anakin one, I don't know what they did for that. I don't know if it's just a complete mock-up or if they used Hayden Christensen's face for a little bit of it and then tweaked it.
It doesn't look like it that much because if you follow Star Wars Black Series Concepts on Instagram, he does concept figures of like what if they were to make this Black Series figure. And he actually did a mock-up of the Clone Wars Anakin using the Hayden Christensen face sculpt, and he was comparing his like prototype design essentially to this new figure. And there were some differences with it as well. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not really complaining with the Anakin figure because I really like how it turned out. I mean, the face on it is perfectly fine in my opinion.
I mean, you know, Star Wars Black Series Concepts, the one page where I get on Instagram and I almost poop my pants because I'm like, there's no way! They're making this! They're doing this! And then I look at the page and I'm like,
nope.
Yeah.
So speaking of new Star Wars products, today is actually LegoCon. Now, these two really aren't big Lego creators. Collectors. He dabbles in it, but that's kind of it's my disability, I say. So, today at LegoCon, they're supposed to be revealing a new Star Wars Lego set, which is really exciting because every single one this year has gotten leaked, except for one, and that should be the UCS gunship. Like the Republic gunship, which I'm really happy for. Even though it's going to be like $350 probably. It's fingers crossed that they reveal it today. The live stream starts at 12 o'clock p.m. New York time.
I don't care how much it is. I'm buying it.
Yeah, I know. I know. But the entire Lego lineup this year has been phenomenal.
Oh my god.
It's just like we're getting a lot of Clone Wars sets, lots of really good Mandalorian sets, like with a smaller re-release of Slave 1. People are kind of complaining because we got a Slave 1 last year, but then again, it's a smaller build, it's less money, and you're getting the new Boba Fett minifigure. It's a good deal. I think it's only going to be $50. Moff Gideon's Light Cruiser, another phenomenal set that'll probably be a good size for what it is, and it has a completely openable interior that you can see like where Mando and Moff fight. So that will be really cool. Then there's the Republic gunship. We're getting a couple other Clone Wars sets later in the year with the Ahsoka versus Maul set, the Mandalorian Starfighter set with Bo-Katan, a Gar Saxon minifigure that will be cool. We're getting a Mandalorian Armorer set. We're just getting a really, really good lineup for this summer. Most sets are coming out in August. The Bad Batch Shuttle, that's another really cool set. If you watch M&R Productions, he was crapping on it because he got it early, but I don't know. I just like he was saying it was like too feeble and then it broke apart too easily. But I was like, but for most people like us, we're not going to be playing with it.
Doesn't he also do videos of drop tests with all the sets?
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude.
He did that with the Roman Coliseum just to be
like
haha.
That $700 Millennium Falcon. He did like a drop test.
Why would you do that?
for content. So, no, the new Lego sets coming out look really cool. I'm really excited for them.
I read an interview about the UCS gunship that they did like months ago, like an article about it, and they were saying that there will not be Jedi Bob in the minifigure lineup.
Dang it.
I was so upset to hear that there will not be Jedi Bob, but maybe they changed their minds, and maybe
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
When they were doing the vote for the set, they also had a vote for the minifigures, and the two that won were Phase 2 Commander Cody, which is a figure that we do not have yet, and Jedi Bob. Both of those are the ones that won, and then leaks have shown that we're probably going to get Mace Windu and a Red Clone Trooper.
It's probably going to be like... I'm thinking Episode 2. When I think of gunships, I think of Episode 2.
Exactly.
And so it's probably going to be, Mace Windu, probably like a clone captain, a few just Phase 1 clones, and maybe some clone pilots.
Oh, it's only going to be 2 minifigures. It's only going to be 2 minifigures.
Bro, huh?
Yeah, so that's what LEGO does. For all their UCS sets, they come out with the bare minimum of minifigures, but then again, the minifigures aren't supposed to be the alluring factors to the set, which I kind of get. I would be kind of upset if they came out with Jedi Bob and Phase 2 Commander Cody, which are 2 figures I really want.
To be in the biggest
Yeah,
set.
but the only way to get them was through a $300 set, because then those minifigures on their own would be worth, like, hundreds. Because not everybody has the ability to...
Lego Thrawn.
Because not everybody has the ability to get it.
Yeah.
So, I can see where they're coming from that, but then again, give the fans what they want sometimes, you know?
Yeah, right.
With the company with the slogan with only the best is enough, or whatever it is, I mean, you ain't putting forth your best all the time, Lego. Come on, step it up.
Whoa.
Whoa,
But, no, I'm very happy with the new Lego sets coming out this year.
Can we just real quick just talk about Sideshow?
Oh my gosh!
Oh
they're killing it right now.
yeah.
Because they just keep They're the gift that keeps on giving. Too bad that I can only afford to get one sideshow figure every 10 years.
No, for how expensive they are, I mean, it's kind of worth it.
Oh my gosh. And that's the other thing is, like, now they're setting it up so you can buy accessories for existing figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can get just the Blurg or just the Swoop Bike for Mando and Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
And you see they have that helmet off, Pedro Pascal, man?
That looks so good.
Really good.
Dude.
Looks way better than the Black Series one.
That dude looks like Tarzan in the
No, he looks like the Michelin Man, bro.
Yeah, they effed up that face sculpt. But
they do that a lot.
The accessories for this new Mando figure coming out are awesome. And something I really wish Hasbro Pulse would like touch on again was in the it had to be two Hasbro Pulse streams ago when I went over to your apartment afterwards because the reveal was so bad. That was the one with Tech, Aurra Singh, Lando, and Casca Reeves and all that.
They really bombed that.
Yeah. But besides that, they brought up the point in that live stream where they were like, the fans have been asking us like if we could do like weapon packs or like something like that. And that was an idea that we contemplated. But we don't know yet. And they just kind of kept it at that.
They said, we could. But we're going to make you buy a $20 figure just to get it.
No, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that would be cool, though, if you did accessory packs. Sure, I mean, like, in my personal opinion, for being a huge clone collector, I have an abundance of clone weapons. Just because, like, Cody even comes with the short and the long blaster.
Right.
And so I have a ton of those laying around that I can, like, match for any of my troops, like, whenever I feel like it. But for like stormtroopers or like anything else like the Empire, the OT era and beyond, everybody just usually has like one definite blaster. Like, what if you came out with the other blaster variants that like maybe some of the stuff we see in Battlefront or things like that? I think that would be a really good idea, and I think that would sell.
But my only thing is I think that would only sell once. It would be for people I think it would be for people that set up their figures and their stupid kids knock them over, and the blasters are long gone, and they can't find them. I think that's who would really be buying it.
There also needs to be a selling point, like include like a minigun, like that the clone trooper
something exclusive that you can only get through it, that they won't make.
People will want it if you can, because there's never been a Black Series minigun before. Like, they would want that.
Here's my other
Z6 rotary cannon.
Well, my other point with that as well is that they could very easily do this if they made it for like Pulse Premium members. So if you're a Pulse Premium member right now, you can buy those like figure stands that I don't know if you can see them in the background.
Yeah, I'll grab one.
Alright. You can only buy that if you're a premium member on Hasbro Pulse. And so like we have our setup with like Boba and Jango and then like a Mandalorian and a Mandalorian essentially. But that would be a good incentive. Don't make those weapon packs made to be put in a store. Acted like it's a
For the
crab.
audio listeners, Tommy just acted like the stand bit him.
But yeah, make it something that you only sell online and you'll never sell in a store. That way you don't need to worry about like it becoming a shelf warmer or something like that. That would be a good idea, I feel like.
Hasbro, I hope you're listening.
Hey. Don't do that.
Don't touch the mic.
But,
yeah. I mean, I absolutely adore the Black Series, and I absolutely, like, my collection is, like, one of my favorite things.
Exactly.
And, like, it's just so difficult for, like, even, like, us, like, I would consider us, like, hardcore collectors, because we follow all the news pages, we do all this. Imagine just being the average casual collector that works, like, a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, and all you want is Captain Rex, who is your favorite figure, and you don't want to buy him for $150 resale.
It's just absurd, dude. It's absurd.
Oh, they're coming out with a new Rex? Psych, it's an exclusive. Have fun getting that one, buddy.
So like
we did, so we're okay.
Yeah, we're okay.
It's just so sad. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I don't understand why they need to make a finite amount. Why? Especially for pre-orders. How do you sell out of pre-orders?
Not to mention
Make more.
If you never have anything on the pegs in the stores, the next generation of kids is not going to get into collecting because there's nothing in the stores to collect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's nothing to buy.
The hobby's going to die because the next collection of kids, or the next generation of kids.
My collection of children.
My kid farm. Anyway. But like, the next generation of kids, like, they have nothing. They have Mission Fleet. Mission Fleet's cool, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Mission Fleet.
They're killing it with Mission Fleet, though. And then again, their target audience is kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good to see because, like, I think they're doing it in a way so they're like, well, the kids need something, and these giant man babies need to stop buying up all our products. But, no, Mission Fleet is good with its ability to come out with new things rapidly and keep it on shelves. Like, their cases are really big.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, they're always in stock.
The packaging is amazing.
The packaging is really cool. Yeah. I hated when they started toying around with the fact that they maybe wanted to do an all cardboard packaging and not have any plastic on it. It looked, because they did it for one figure. I think it was the IG-11 figure. And it looked awful. It looked so bad. It's like, bro, just show me what I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to go and be like, I have to imagine what this figure looks like. Because you can get a misprint and not even know. Yeah. And if you're going there to get something, you don't want to get it like it's a blind bag.
This packaging, literally the best. You get good view of the figure, the description, the color theme for these, amazing. And then the pictures on the side that line up, phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal.
I think it's Star Wars Black Series on Instagram. He has 3D printable shelves that you can get, and he sorts his boxes in like the color wave. So it goes all the way across, and he has like an all white wall, and it looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And then again, those files that he has for holding those boxes are free on his Instagram. He also comes out with a bunch of like 3D printable like setups. Like he has a Gonk droid, like the chests from Jedi Fallen Order, so you can put stuff in, just like accessories. So because he does like a ton of like figure photography.
Yes.
So like he makes his own like accessories and like kind of foliage for his pictures, which are actually like super cool. I really like his page. Check him out, Star Wars The Black Series on Instagram.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just like, and that's the other part of it too. Is like, you look at Loki, kind of how we got into this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
They already have images. I think it's the actual figure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it's 3D renders.
No, the actual figure is coming out. I think it already went up for pre-order.
It's like comes out this fall. Then you go to Star Wars, and it's like Echo hasn't even been announced yet for the Bad Batch.
But then again, I kind of understand why, because how are they going to do his helmet?
Well, I was thinking about it. Like, did you see the Sideshow Echo figure?
I did a little bit.
It comes with a bunch of like different arm attachments, which kind of spoils in the show that's going to happen.
Spoilers.
But like. Yes, I think Hasbro's trying to hold off on that because they're totally going to release him with all his arm attachments. Because other than that, he would just come with a pistol.
Well, no, I think that they're only going to wait for him to get his arm attachment, which is like a bionicle arm, just so they can release him then and not have to do a new sculpt for like a screwdriver hand, like the Swamp Link. I think that's what they're waiting out for.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to spoil it, but they also don't want to make a new sculpt. So.
Yeah, that would make the most sense in my opinion too with that, but I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. But my one thing is the fact is it's the helmet, because he has that band that goes across his head, but then the helmet kind of drops down below his neck and fits under it. So how would that work?
It does like a little sound. It like clips into place when he puts it on.
Well, that's how it does in the show, but how would they do it for the figure? That's what I'm thinking about.
Extendo! No, I think they'll honestly like just have a separate attachment. Mm-hmm. They'll have the whole helmet, and then they'll have like you can just clip just the band to his head after you take off the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
That would surprise me if they did because Marvel Legends does this. They don't have like removable masks and stuff for their figures. They have two separate heads.
Separate heads.
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if they did separate heads for that figure.
That would be a first.
It would be a first, and it would kind of make sense just because it'd be a bit different.
Well, didn't that Palpatine on the throne had alternate heads?
Yeah.
He has alternate heads and hands, actually. That is a good point.
So, they have the ability to do it. It's whether will they or not. Because there will be the people that will get mad because you don't have the ability to take the helmet off. There will be those people. But then again, I think it will just come out far better if they did two separate heads, because of the amount of detail on his head, like from like the bolts and like the big band. I don't know.
There's always gonna be someone who's mad.
Oh yeah,
always
somebody will cry. Somebody
cry babies.
Somebody will cry, but
Just like we cry about movies that came out 5 years ago.
The Last Jedi sucks.
Stop banging! Stop banging!
Stop banging on it. You're gonna knock over the figures as well. That's what I was telling you.
I mean, like, there are people that still cry about the prequels. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, this movie came out 20 years ago, dude. Like, that's insane to think about, too. Those movies came out 20 years ago.
Yeah. Dang, don't you feel old?
I know.
I know.
But yeah, dude. I mean, I'm excited for what's coming out, like Star Wars wise, action figure wise,
and
Lego
especially
wise.
new shows coming out. Star Wars Visions is getting a premiere.
Dude,
July
Ooh,
3rd.
in July.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's a 30-minute premiere sneak peek.
It might as well be the first
Information
episode.
exclusively on Star Wars _outlet on Instagram and Twitter. I'm probably gonna stop using the page soon. But
So go follow him to give him a
go
reason
follow
to
me
live
now before I shut the page down because of this podcast.
But no, it's at Anime Expo. Don't know what time they're doing it at. It's July 3rd that the premiere will happen. It's a Star Wars anime. What?
I don't know what you're saying.
Japanese.
Cool. So
Figure that out.
no, Anime Expo, Star Wars Visions 30-minute preview. It will be phenomenal. I'm so excited for that show. It's coming out in the fall of 2022.
Literally, ever since the Star Wars Kids YouTube channel
Yeah.
started doing
Yeah.
those little, what is it called, Galaxy of Adventures?
Yes.
Those little shorts, I have been saying, it's because it's like anime-esque.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, Star Wars anime, please. And everyone's like, oh no, they're never going to do Star Wars anime.
And then they did.
And then they did.
It's gonna be like that. We're gonna get those people like in Star Wars.
Dude,
Oh,
I
no.
don't even care because I'm going to enjoy it.
Yep,
I
I
know.
don't care either.
Fingers crossed it will be good. And it also has the potential to be more than just one season.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Has
I'm
a lot
so
of
excited.
potential.
I'm so excited.
So
Yeah.
that'll be very good.
Well, apparently it's going to be like 6 mini stories.
Which was kind of like what Galaxy of Adventures does.
Clone Wars.
I'm so excited.
Clone Wars anime. Clone Wars anime. Anime clones. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I think that's about
That
all
wraps
we
it
have.
up.
I think that about wraps it up for today. So you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and listen to us wherever podcasts can be listened to at 1313 Podcast or 1313_podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, give us a follow, share us with your friends, tell everybody about us, please.
Yeah.
And if you guys like have any more like topics that you want us to talk about, like we were thinking about doing like an episode where we really just dove into like the sequel trilogy, because none of us hate the sequels per se, but like I love them a lot more than these guys do.
I definitely
you know?
have my gripes with them, but I don't. It's not like I hate them to a fact where I'm never gonna watch them again.
Right. Yeah. So if you guys have any like suggestions on like what you want us to talk about, things like that,
Shoot us a tweet. Leave a comment on any of our posts. The podcast will be up on YouTube. Leave a comment there. I will be looking at all of them, and I do mean all of them. So
Important factor as well, when we mention dates and times in this, we record this on Saturday for our Monday upload. So when we say like the live stream for LegoCon is today being Saturday, just so you're not listening to this and then trying to find the LegoCon live stream.
You'll have the what is it? What's the word? Not the privilege.
The bird is the word.
You'll have the ability to know different things that we talk about after the fact because we're talking about it in the past tense.
Yeah, and that's what sucks too is like then it's like, oh my gosh, like if there is a big Black Series reveal this week or a big like leak this week, we have to wait till Saturday to record it and then Monday to post it.
Yeah.
That'll be alright.
Unless we change up the schedule.
But that's what our social media is for, though.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, shoot us a message, leave us a comment, share us with your friends. We very much appreciate it. This has been the 1313 Podcast. Thank you for listening. Bye!
Bye.